Welcome to my channel. Do you stop speaking English because you cannot think of the right words? Do you feel that your mind becomes slow when you try to speak? Maybe you know many English words. Maybe you understand grammar. But when it is time to speak, everything disappears. If this sounds like you, do not worry. You are not alone. Many English learners have this problem. The real problem is not your vocabulary. The real problem is how you think. Today, I will show you a powerful method called Speak English with Thinking. You will learn how to think directly in English without translating from your language. When you change your thinking, your speaking will change automatically. Stay with me until the end, because this lesson can completely change your English journey. Chapter 1. Why thinking in English is the real secret. Many English learners believe that their biggest problem is vocabulary. They say, "I do not know enough words." Some learners think grammar is their biggest problem. They say, "My grammar is weak." But after teaching English for more than 25 years, I can tell you something very important. The real problem for most learners is not vocabulary. It is not grammar. The real problem is translation. You think in your language first, and then you try to change your sentence into English. This habit makes your speaking slow, stressful, and uncomfortable. Let me explain this in a simple way. Imagine your brain is like a road. When you think in your own language and then translate into English, your brain must travel on two roads. First road is your language. Second road is English. This takes time. Sometimes there is traffic on the road. You stop. You forget words. You feel nervous. But when you think directly in English, your brain uses only one road. It goes straight to English. There is no traffic. There is no delay. Speaking becomes faster and easier. Now think about a small example. You see a cat. In your mind, first you say the word in your language. After that, you try to remember the English word cat. This process takes maybe 1 second, but in speaking, 1 second feels very long. If you speak with someone and you stop for 1 second after every word, the conversation becomes difficult. You feel uncomfortable. The other person waits. You feel pressure. This pressure makes your mind blank. This is how translation blocks fluency. Many students tell me, "Sir, I understand English when I read or listen, but I cannot speak." Do you know why this happens? It happens because reading and listening are passive skills. You only receive information. But speaking is an active skill. You must create sentences. And if your brain is busy translating, it cannot create sentences smoothly. It becomes tired very fast. Let us understand something important about the brain. Your brain loves habits. When you repeat something every day, your brain makes it automatic. For many years, you have been thinking in your own language. This is natural. This is normal. So, when you try to speak English, your brain follows the old habit. It starts thinking in your language first. Then it tries to translate. This is not because you are weak. This is because your brain is trained in this way. But here is the good news. Just like you trained your brain to think in your language, you can train your brain to think in English. Yes, it is possible. It will not happen in one day. It will not happen in 1 week. But if you practice daily, slowly, your brain will change its habit. And when the habit changes, your speaking will change. Now I want you to imagine something. Imagine you wake up in the morning. You open your eyes. Instead of thinking in your language, you say in your mind, I am awake. You go to the bathroom and think, I am brushing my teeth. You go to the kitchen and think, I am making tea. These are very small sentences, very simple sentences, but they are powerful. Why? Because you are training your brain to think directly in English. At first, it may feel strange. It may feel difficult. You may forget simple words. That is okay. Do not stop. Do not go back to translation. If you forget a word, use another simple word. If you forget prepare, say make. If you forget purchase, say buy. Simple English is strong English. The goal is not to sound like a dictionary. The goal is to communicate. Let me tell you something important. Fluency does not mean speaking fast. Fluency means speaking smoothly. And smooth speaking comes from smooth thinking. If your thinking is clear and direct in English, your speaking will also be clear. But if your thinking is confused between two languages, your speaking will also be confused. Many learners wait for the perfect time to start thinking in English. They say, first I will learn 5,000 words. Then I will start thinking in English. This is a mistake. You do not need 5,000 words to think in English. You can start with 50 words. You can start with very basic sentences. I am happy. I am tired. This is my phone. The weather is hot. These small sentences are enough to begin. Here is a powerful truth. The problem is not English. The problem is your thinking habit. When you change your thinking habit, everything changes. Your confidence grows. Your fear becomes smaller. Your mind becomes faster. You stop panicking when someone speaks to you in English. Because now, your brain does not need to travel on two roads. It uses only one road. In this chapter, I want you to understand only one thing clearly. If you want to speak English confidently, you must learn to think in English. Translation is slow. Direct thinking is fast. Translation creates fear. Direct thinking creates confidence. Translation makes you tired. Direct thinking makes you free. From today, stop blaming your vocabulary. Stop blaming your grammar. Start changing your thinking. This is the real secret. And in the next chapter, I will show you exactly how to start thinking in English step by step in a simple and easy way. Stay with me. Your journey is just beginning. Chapter 2. Start with simple English thoughts. In the last chapter, we understood one very important truth. The real problem is not vocabulary. The real problem is translation. When you translate from your language into English, your speaking becomes slow and stressful. Now, the big question is this: how can you start thinking in English? The answer is simple. Start small. Very small. Do not try to think big and difficult sentences. Begin with simple English thoughts. Many learners make a common mistake. They think that to think in English, they must use long sentences and advanced grammar. This is not true. When a child learns to speak, does the child use difficult sentences? Number. A child says, I want water. I am hungry. Give me that. Simple sentences. But those simple sentences are powerful. In the same way, you must start your English thinking journey with easy sentences. Look around you right now. What do you see? Maybe you see a chair, maybe you see a window, maybe you see your phone. Now say in your mind, this is a chair. The window is open. This is my phone. These sentences are very easy, but when you say them in your mind in English, you are training your brain. You are building a new habit. At first, your brain will try to go back to your own language. It will say the sentence in your language first. This is normal. Do not feel bad. Do not get angry with yourself. Just gently bring your mind back to English. Say the sentence again in English. Repeat it 2 or 3 times. Slowly, your brain will understand that now English is also important. Now I will give you a simple exercise. Choose 5 minutes in the morning, maybe after you wake up, maybe while you are brushing your teeth. For 5 minutes, think only in English. You do not need to speak loudly. Just think. For example, I am waking up. I feel sleepy. Today is Monday. I have work today. These are small thoughts, but they are real. They are about your life. When your thoughts are real, they are easy to remember. You can also practice at night. Before you sleep, think about your day in simple English. Say in your mind, today was a busy day. I talked to my friend. I ate rice for dinner. Do not worry about perfect grammar. If you make a small mistake in your thinking, it is okay. Nobody can hear your thoughts. This is your safe space to practice. Now let us talk about fear. Some learners are afraid even to think in English. They say, what if I think wrong? Listen carefully. Thinking wrong is not dangerous. It is part of learning. When you learn to ride a bicycle, did you fall one time or many times? You fell many times. But slowly, your balance improved. Thinking in English is the same. At first, you will feel unbalanced. But with practice, your thinking will become steady. Another important tip is this. Use the present tense in the beginning. The present tense is easy. I am sitting. I am watching a video. The fan is moving. These sentences describe what is happening now. When you focus on the present, your brain does not need to work very hard. Later, you can think about the past and the future. But first, master the present. Let me give you a powerful moment to think about. Imagine that for one full day, you try to think in English for small things. When you drink water, you think, the water is cold. When you walk outside, you think, the weather is nice. When you feel tired, you think, I need rest. After one day, you will notice something. English words will come to your mind a little faster. Maybe not very fast, but faster than before. This is progress. Do not try to think in English for 1 hour in the beginning. You will feel tired. Start with 5 minutes, then increase to 10 minutes, then maybe 15 minutes. Slowly increase your practice time. Your brain needs time to adjust. Be patient with yourself. Another strong method is to describe pictures. Look at a photo in your phone. Describe it in your mind. This is my family. We are smiling. The sky is blue. This practice makes your thinking more active. You are not just saying random sentences. You are describing real things. Remember something very important. Simple English is not weak English. Simple English is clear English. When you use simple words and short sentences, your message becomes strong. Do not try to impress anyone. Try to express yourself. Communication is more important than perfection. Now I want you to understand a powerful idea. When you start thinking in English, you are building a bridge inside your brain. On one side is your old habit. On the other side is your new habit. Every small English thought is one step on that bridge. Step by step, you move closer to fluency. In this chapter, your mission is clear. Do not think big. Think simple. Do not wait for perfect grammar. Use easy sentences. Practice 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. Describe what you see. Describe what you feel. Slowly, your brain will change. In the next chapter, we will learn how to stop translating step by step. We will learn how to break the old habit and replace it with a new one. Stay with me. You are improving already, even if you do not see it yet. Chapter 3. How to Stop Translating. Step by step. In the last chapter, we learned how to start thinking in English with small and simple thoughts. Now we are going to solve a very important problem. How can you stop translating from your language into English? This is not easy because translation is a habit, and habits are strong. But do not worry. We will break this habit slowly, step by step. First, you must understand why translation feels automatic. For many years, you have used your own language every day. Your brain is very comfortable with it. When you want to say something in English, your brain quickly creates the sentence in your language first. After that, it tries to change the sentence into English. This happens very fast inside your mind, so sometimes you do not even notice it. But this small step creates delay. It creates confusion, and sometimes it creates fear. Now listen carefully. You cannot stop translating in one day. If you try to force your brain, you will feel tired. You may even give up. So the first step is not to stop translation completely. The first step is to reduce it. How can you reduce translation? The answer is simple. Use shorter sentences. When you try to speak long and complicated sentences, your brain needs more time to translate. For example, imagine you want to say, "I was extremely exhausted after completing my assignment." This sentence is long and difficult. Your brain must work very hard. Instead, you can say, "I was very tired after my work." This sentence is shorter. It is easier. It needs less translation. Simple English is powerful English. Many learners believe that they must use big words to sound intelligent. This is not true. Clear English is intelligent English. Even native speakers often use simple words in daily life. So give yourself permission to be simple. Now I will teach you a powerful method. I call it the pause and replace method. When you feel that your brain is starting to translate a long sentence, pause for a moment, take a small breath, then replace the long idea with a shorter idea. For example, if you want to say something complicated, stop and ask yourself, can I say this in an easier way? Most of the time, the answer is yes. Let me give you another example. Instead of saying, I am feeling a little bit disappointed because the event did not meet my expectations, you can say, I am sad because the event was not good. The meaning is clear, the message is clear, and your brain feels relaxed. Another step to stop translating is to think in keywords, not full sentences. For example, if someone asks you, what did you do yesterday? Your brain may try to create a perfect sentence in your language first. Instead, think in English keywords like work, friend, movie, home. Then build a simple sentence around those words. I worked. I met my friend. I watched a movie at home. This is faster and easier. Now let us talk about speed. Many learners want to speak fast. They believe fast speaking means good speaking. This is a mistake. In the beginning, slow speaking is good. Slow speaking gives your brain time to think directly in English. If you rush, your brain will go back to translation because it feels safe there. So slow down. Speak clearly. Give yourself time. Here is another important idea. Do not translate every word. Translate meaning. Sometimes there is no exact translation between languages. If you try to find the perfect word, you will become stuck. Instead, explain the idea in a simple way. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say, it is something we use when it rains. This is communication. This is success. Let me share a small story. One of my students always translated before speaking. He was intelligent. He knew grammar, but he spoke very slowly. I told him to use only short sentences for 1 month. No long sentences. No difficult words. After 1 month, something changed. He was speaking more smoothly. Why? Because he reduced translation. He gave his brain a chance to think directly in English. Now I want you to try a small challenge. For the next 7 days, speak English using only simple sentences. Do not use very long sentences. Do not use very advanced vocabulary. Focus on clarity. Focus on comfort. You will notice that your fear becomes smaller. Your confidence becomes stronger. Remember this powerful truth. Translation creates pressure. Direct thinking creates freedom. When you translate, you feel like you are carrying a heavy bag. When you think directly in English, you feel light. You feel free. Also, be patient with yourself. Sometimes you will translate without noticing. That is okay. When you realize it, gently bring your mind back to English. Do not say, I am bad at English. Instead say, I am learning a new habit. Habits take time to change. In this chapter, you learned that stopping translation is not about fighting your brain. It is about guiding your brain. Use shorter sentences. Use simple words. Think in keywords. Speak slowly. Replace difficult ideas with easy ones. These small actions will slowly break the old habit. In the next chapter, we will learn how to build strong English thinking by asking and answering simple questions in your mind. This method will make your thinking active and powerful. Stay with me. You are moving step by step toward confident English speaking. Chapter 4. Build thinking with questions and answers. In the previous chapters, you learned how to start thinking in English with simple sentences. You also learned how to reduce translation by using short and easy ideas. Now we are going to make your English thinking stronger and more active. In this chapter, I will teach you a very powerful method. This method is simple, but it can change your speaking life. The method is asking and answering questions in your mind. Many learners only make statements in their minds. They think, I am tired. I am at home. The weather is hot. This is good, but if you want to improve faster, you must make your brain more active. And the best way to make your brain active is by asking questions. When you ask questions, your brain starts searching for answers. This searching process makes your thinking stronger. It builds speed. It builds confidence. It builds fluency. Let us start with very simple questions. Ask yourself, what am I doing right now? Then answer, I am watching a video. Or maybe, I am sitting on my chair. Ask, where am I? Answer, I am in my room. Ask, how do I feel? Answer, I feel happy. Or, I feel a little tired. These questions are very easy, but when you practice them every day, something powerful happens. Your brain starts to respond quickly in English. You are training your mind to react in English, not in your own language. Now let us go a little deeper. You can ask about your plans. Ask, what will I do tomorrow? Answer, I will go to work. Or, I will study English. Ask, what do I want to eat? Answer, I want rice. Or, I want tea. These simple conversations in your mind are like practice for real conversations. Think about this powerful moment. Imagine someone asks you, what are you doing tomorrow? If you have already asked yourself this question many times in your mind, your brain will answer quickly. You will not panic. You will not freeze. Why? Because you have practiced this question before. Now I want to introduce something very special. It is called mini conversations. A mini conversation is when you create a small dialogue in your mind. For example, imagine someone asks you, how was your day? You answer, it was good. Then the person asks, why was it good? You answer, because I finished my work. This is a simple conversation, but it is powerful practice. You can do this anywhere. You can do it while walking. You can do it while waiting for the bus. You can do it before sleeping. No book is needed. No partner is needed. Only your mind is needed. Now let us talk about mirror practice. This is a very strong exercise. Stand in front of a mirror for 2 minutes. Look at yourself. Ask yourself simple questions out loud. What is your name? How are you today? What did you do today? Then answer clearly and slowly. At first, you may feel shy. You may feel funny. But remember, you are practicing. You are building confidence. When you look at yourself and speak, you see your face. You see your expressions. You hear your voice. This makes the practice more real. Slowly, your fear of speaking will become smaller. You will start feeling comfortable hearing your own English voice. Another important tip is to use question words. Words like what, where, when, why, who, and how are very powerful. For example, ask, "Why am I learning English?" Answer, "Because I want a better job." Or, "Because I want to travel." Ask, "How can I improve?" Answer, "I can practice every day." These questions make your thinking deeper. Now here comes a strong moment. Many learners say, "I have nobody to speak with." I understand this problem, but listen carefully. When you ask and answer questions in your mind, you are speaking with yourself. You are creating your own English partner. You do not need to wait for someone. You can practice any time. Let us do a small example together. I will ask questions, and you answer in your mind. Ready? What time is it now? Where are you sitting? What did you eat today? How do you feel right now? Why are you watching this lesson? Did you answer in English? If yes, you are already practicing. You see how simple this is. But simple does not mean weak. Simple means strong foundation. When your foundation is strong, you can build higher levels later. Now remember something very important. Do not try to make perfect answers. If your answer is short, that is fine. If your grammar is not perfect, that is fine. The goal is to make your brain respond in English. Speed will come later. Accuracy will improve later. First, build the habit. Practice this method for at least 10 minutes every day. 5 minutes in your mind, 2 minutes in front of the mirror, 3 minutes creating mini conversations. After 2 weeks, you will notice a big change. Your brain will start answering faster. You will feel less fear when someone speaks English to you. In this chapter, you learned how to make your thinking active. Ask questions, answer them, create mini conversations, use mirror practice, use question words, turn your mind into an English classroom. In the next chapter, we will learn how to train your brain with daily English input. Because thinking needs fuel, and English input is your fuel. Stay with me. You are becoming stronger step by step. Chapter 5. Train your brain with daily English input. In the last chapter, you learned how to build strong English thinking by asking and answering questions in your mind. You learned how to create mini conversations. You learned how to use mirror practice. Now we are going to talk about something very important. Your brain needs fuel, and that fuel is English input. What is English input? English input means listening and reading in English. It means hearing English words again and again. It means seeing English sentences again and again. If you do not give your brain English input, it will not have enough material to think in English. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you want to cook rice, but you have no rice in your kitchen. Can you cook it? No. In the same way, if your brain does not hear English daily, how can it think in English? It becomes empty. It becomes slow. Many learners only study grammar rules. They read grammar books. They memorize vocabulary lists. But they do not listen to real English. They do not read simple stories. That is why when they try to think in English, their brain feels weak. It does not have natural examples. Now listen carefully. If you want to speak English with thinking, you must surround your brain with English every day. You do not need to study for 5 hours. Even 30 minutes daily can change your level. The key word is daily. You can start with simple English videos. Choose videos made for beginners. Listen carefully. Do not worry if you do not understand everything. Focus on understanding the main idea. Listen to how sentences are formed. Listen to how words are connected. Repetition is very powerful. When you hear the same sentence many times, your brain remembers it naturally. For example, if you hear, "How are you today?" again and again, your brain will store it. Later, when you think about greeting someone, this sentence will come automatically. Now I want to teach you a strong technique called shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a sentence and repeat it immediately. For example, you hear, "Today is a beautiful day." You repeat, "Today is a beautiful day." Try to copy the speed and pronunciation. This exercise trains your brain to think and speak at the same time. At first, shadowing may feel difficult. You may not be able to repeat fast. That is okay. Slow down the audio if possible, or choose slower content. The goal is not speed. The goal is training your brain. Reading is also important. Choose short and simple stories. When you read, do not translate every word. Try to understand the meaning in English. If you see a sentence like, "The boy is running in the park," imagine the picture in your mind. This builds direct connection between English words and images. This is how you stop translation. Now here comes a powerful moment. When you listen to English daily, something special happens. Your brain starts to copy patterns. You may not notice it, but it happens. For example, if you hear many sentences like, "I am going to," your brain learns this structure. Later, when you think about the future, your brain will use "I am going to" naturally. This is how children learn language. They do not study grammar first. They listen. They repeat. They copy. Slowly, their brain understands patterns. You can learn in the same way. Let me share something important. Choose content that you enjoy. If you like cooking, watch simple cooking videos in English. If you like sports, watch sports videos in simple English. When you enjoy the topic, your brain stays interested. Learning becomes fun, not boring. You can also listen to simple English podcasts while walking or traveling. Even if you understand only 60%, it is okay. Your brain is still learning. It is still collecting English words and structures. Another strong tip is to keep a small notebook. When you hear a useful sentence, write it down. Not only single words, write full sentences. For example, "I am looking forward to it." Later, read this sentence again and again. Say it out loud. Try to use it in your thinking. This makes your input active. Now imagine this situation. You listen to English for 30 minutes every day for 1 month. That is 15 hours of English input. Do you think your brain will stay the same? No. It will change. It will become faster. Words will come more easily. Thinking in English will feel more natural. Remember something very important. Improvement is not magic. Improvement is daily exposure. Every day you listen, your brain becomes stronger. Every day you read, your vocabulary grows naturally. You do not need to force it. If you skip one day, it is not the end. But try not to skip many days. Consistency is more important than intensity. It is better to study 20 minutes every day than 3 hours one day and nothing for 1 week. In this chapter, you learned that English input is the fuel for English thinking. Listen daily, read daily, use repetition, practice shadowing, write useful sentences, enjoy the process. In the next chapter, we will bring English into real life. We will learn how to think in English while walking, cooking, shopping, and living your normal life. Your life will become your classroom. Stay with me. You are building a powerful English brain step by step. Chapter 6. Think in English during real life. In the last chapter, you learned that English input is the fuel for English thinking. You learned that listening and reading every day makes your brain stronger. Now we are going to take the next big step. We are going to bring English into your real life, not only during study time, not only during videos, but during your normal daily activities. Many learners think English practice only happens when they sit with a book. They believe learning time is separate from real life. But this idea is wrong. If you want to speak English with thinking, your life must become your classroom. Let us start with something simple. Imagine you are walking in the street. Instead of thinking in your own language, try to describe what you see in English. Say in your mind, "The road is busy. Many cars are moving. The weather is hot today." These are small sentences, but they are real. They are connected to your life. When your English thinking connects to your real world, it becomes stronger. Now imagine you are cooking in the kitchen. You can think, "I am cutting vegetables. The rice is boiling. I need more salt." This practice is powerful because it connects action with language. When you connect actions with English sentences, your brain builds a direct relationship. You stop translating. You start reacting in English. Let me give you another example. You are waiting for a bus. Many people feel bored while waiting, but this is a great time to practice. Look around and think in English. The bus is late. That man is talking on the phone. I am feeling tired. These moments are small, but they are full of opportunity. Now here comes a very important point. Practice your emotions in English. Many learners can describe objects, but they cannot describe feelings. Feelings are important in communication. When you feel happy, say in your mind, "I feel happy today." When you feel nervous, say, "I feel nervous." When you feel excited, say, "I am excited." When you feel sad, say, "I am a little sad." Why is this important? Because real conversations include emotions. If someone asks you, "How do you feel?" your brain must answer quickly. If you have practiced emotional sentences in your daily life, the answer will come naturally. Now I want you to imagine something powerful. Imagine you practice thinking in English while walking, cooking, waiting, and feeling. That means you are practicing many times a day without extra study time. You are turning normal life into English training. This is smart learning. Some learners say, "I forget to think in English." That is normal in the beginning. So here is a helpful tip. Choose small triggers. For example, every time you open a door, say in your mind, "I am opening the door." Every time you drink water, think, "The water is cold." These small triggers remind your brain to switch to English. Another strong method is to talk about your plans while doing them. For example, when you are getting ready to go outside, think, "I am going to the market. I need to buy vegetables. I will come back soon." This connects present and future thinking in English. Now let us talk about mistakes. While thinking in real life, you may forget words. You may not know how to say something. Do not stop. Use simple language. If you do not know the word traffic, you can say, "Many cars are on the road." If you forget crowded, you can say, "There are many people." Communication is more important than perfect vocabulary. Here comes a strong realization moment. You do not need expensive courses. You do not need to travel to another country. You do not need a foreign friend. Your daily life is enough. Your room is enough. Your street is enough. Your thoughts are enough. When you practice like this every day, something beautiful happens. English becomes part of your identity. It is no longer just a subject, it becomes a tool for living. You stop feeling that English is separate from you. It becomes natural. Let me share a small example. One of my students started describing everything in English during his daily routine. At first he felt strange, but after 3 weeks, he told me something surprising. He said sometimes English sentences came into his mind automatically, even when he did not try. That is the power of habit. When you repeat something daily, your brain accepts it. Now I want you to challenge yourself. For the next 7 days, choose 3 daily activities and think in English during those activities. Maybe walking, cooking, and before sleeping. Do it every day. Do not skip. Even if you think only 5 minutes, do it with full focus. Remember, fluency does not come from one big action. It comes from many small actions repeated daily. Every small English thought is like a drop of water. One drop is small, but many drops fill a glass. In this chapter, you learned how to bring English into real life. Describe what you see. Describe what you do. Describe what you feel. Use triggers. Be simple. Be consistent. In the next and final chapter, we will connect everything together. We will see how thinking in English slowly turns into natural speaking. Stay with me. You are very close to a big transformation. Chapter 7. From Thinking to Speaking Naturally. Now we have reached the final chapter of this lesson. In the first chapter, you understood that translation is the real problem. In the second chapter, you learned to start with simple English thoughts. In the third chapter, you learned how to reduce translation step by step. In the fourth chapter, you practiced asking and answering questions in your mind. In the fifth chapter, you discovered the power of daily English input. In the sixth chapter, you brought English into your real life. Now it is time to connect everything together. This chapter is about transformation. It is about moving from thinking in English to speaking naturally in English. Many learners ask me one important question. They say, if I think in English, will I really speak better? My answer is simple. Yes, thinking is the foundation of speaking. If your thoughts are clear in English, your words will also be clear. Let us understand something very important. Speaking is not magic. Speaking is thinking out loud. That is all. When you speak, you are simply saying your thoughts. So if your thoughts are slow and confused, your speaking will be slow and confused. But if your thoughts are direct and simple in English, your speaking will become smooth. At the beginning of your journey, you were translating. You were thinking in your own language and then changing your thoughts into English. That process was heavy. It was slow. It created fear. But now, after practicing daily thinking, asking questions, listening, reading, and describing your real life, your brain has changed. It has started building new English pathways. This change does not happen in one night. It happens slowly. You may not see it every day. But one day, something special will happen. Someone will ask you a question in English, and you will answer without translating. The answer will come automatically. In that moment, you will feel surprised. You will feel proud. That moment is proof that your hard work is working. Now I want to talk about patience. Many learners give up too early. They practice for 1 week and say, "It is not working." Remember, you built the translation habit for many years. You cannot break it in 7 days. But if you practice thinking in English every day for 1 month, you will see a difference. If you continue for 3 months, you will see a big difference. Consistency is more powerful than talent. Another important point is confidence. When you start thinking in English, your confidence grows slowly. You stop being afraid of making mistakes. You understand that communication is more important than perfection. When you speak, you focus on sharing your idea, not on being perfect. This mindset changes everything. Let me give you a small example. Imagine 2 students. The first student knows many difficult words but always translates before speaking. The second student uses simple words and thinks directly in English. Who will speak more smoothly? The second student will speak more naturally. Why? Because thinking directly in English is faster than translating big vocabulary. Now here comes a powerful realization. You do not need to sound like a native speaker. You need to sound clear. You need to sound confident. Clear and confident communication is the real goal. When people understand you, you are successful. At this stage, you should start speaking more in real conversations. Talk to friends who are learning English. Join online speaking groups. Record your voice and listen to it. When you record your voice, you can hear your progress. Maybe at first your speaking was slow. After some weeks, it becomes faster. This is real improvement. Do not be afraid of mistakes. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. Mistakes are not your enemy. They are your teachers. When you make a mistake and correct it, your brain becomes stronger. So speak bravely. Now let us imagine your future. Imagine 1 year from today. You wake up, and English thoughts come naturally into your mind. You speak without fear. You answer questions with confidence. You enjoy conversations. This future is possible. But it depends on what you do today. Every small English thought you practice is an investment in your future. Every time you choose to think in English instead of translating, you are building a new version of yourself, a more confident version, a more powerful version. Let me remind you of the complete journey. First, you understood the problem. Then you started with small thoughts. Then you reduced translation. Then you asked and answered questions. Then you gave your brain daily English input. Then you practiced in real life. All these steps together create natural speaking. Now I want you to make a decision. Do not just watch this lesson and forget it. Take action. Start today. Think in English for 5 minutes in the morning. Think in English during one daily activity. Listen to English every day. Ask yourself questions. Be patient. Be consistent. Before I finish, I have a question for you. Are you ready to change the way you think? Write in the comments, "I will think in English from today." Also write one simple sentence about what you are doing right now. I want to read your sentences. If this lesson helped you, please like this video and share it with your friends who want to improve their English. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more simple and powerful English lessons. We are learning together, step by step. See you in the next video. Keep practicing, keep believing. Bye-bye.